sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Why not go early? Why the hell not? Because I have the time to do so we're going to do it. We're going to get to Rumble today because we've got a special guest, Lions Rumble 81. It's going to be fun. We got a lot to talk about. NFL Network throwing some shade at us. CBS throwing some shade at us. We're going to talk about OTAs. We're going to talk about the offseason as a whole, and I can't wait to get into it. But before we get into today's stream, I got to introduce you to my guest here, Lions Rumble 81. What's going on, man?
What's going on, MicroMike, man? Glad to be here. Thank you for the invite, and I look forward to chopping it up with you, man.
Hell yeah, man. Chopping it up, folks. I love it. We love talking Detroit Lions here with Lions fans, real Lions fans, and that's what we're going to do. We got football craziest in the building. John Ball says, I got a great question for you. Frankie, what's up? Anxious as a puppy. So am I. Yo, what's up, Chrome? It's time to rumble 9 drinks. I feel ya. We got Zach J. Jamie Ward, who just became a member of Lions Nation Unite. Love it. John Ball, he says, question mark. Alan Dane, I got my guy Bruce Betterly and Dace E-A-J-R. I destroy because I'm terrible with names. We got Raw Detroit, my guy. Make sure you subscribe to Raw Detroit. This guy knows everything about prospects, NFL, NBA. That's what he does. Big D73 and John Booker. What up, John Booker? Lions Rumble. I just got done reading an article. NFL Network has the Detroit Lions. Think about this, folks. The Lions going how many wins? 5. 5 wins. Oh, God.
Oh, my goodness.
What do you think about that, man?
I think they're not giving us any love as per usual. But we're used to that, man. It's always been that Detroit versus everybody mentality. So it's up to us to shut them up, shut the haters up. And if we know anything about this team and this regime as of late, that's what they love doing, man. So NFL Network's going to be eating those words probably by week 5. So,
man, I'm with you. Look, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. Everybody knows this. I'm more the pessimist here. 7-8 wins, okay? Don't think we're the playoffs, but 5? Come on, man. Look, the schedule's easier. The talent's better. We're in the system already. Been a year. Come on, man. Do you guys think the Detroit Lions are going to win 5 games? Let me know in the comment section. Y for yes, N for no. Do you think the NFL Network is drank that Jim Jones Kool-Aid on us? I think that's a little bit off base. I think it's off. Come on, give us a little more credit.
give us a little love.
Little love, folks. Even my guy T.A., Raw Detroit, he is definitely not a Kool-Aid drinker. He's got better odds than that. Folks, come on now. A little bit of love. What's your expectation with wins, my guy? Lions Rumble, what do you got the Lions doing?
My expectations, we doubled them. We doubled from our previous season. I'm thinking around 7-9. You know, that's feasible for this team. And we're going to see a vast improvement because this O-line is going to be one of the best ones that we've had in years. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Ben Johnson uses all those weapons he's going to have. I'm looking forward to seeing how that O-line gels together. I'm looking forward to seeing how, Penei Sewell and just how everyone, Hutchinson, how all those tools are being used and utilized. So I'm looking forward to it, man.
You just talked about the offensive line. I think that's really important. I was talking to you on the back end about when our guy Lomas Brown, all-pro Hall of Famer, he came into the studio and he was talking to us about how Jonah Jackson was just excited to talk about how he feels like this offensive line is going to be the best in the NFL. And we're going to lead with the offensive line. And this offensive line is going to dominate. Having such a good offensive line, which I do think we got a hell of an offensive line, what does that do to the offense? What does that do from the pass game, run game for Jared Goff?
It absolutely opens everything up because he has time to actually scan the field and see who's open and, make those check down routes appear out of thin air, really. If he has enough time, he can really manage the game. And I think Swift is going to be used as a weapon out of the backfield too. So I think all in all, this offensive line is going to be fun to watch. And, I'm a big guy on pancakes. I love my pancakes. So I need to have the syrup as well. So I need to have those wide receivers and those running backs in tune and ready to blow up the middle of the field or wherever the weakness is.
Yeah, definitely. And we built one hell of a trenches. So if you want to win football games, you build in the trenches, and we did that. We did just that. Maybe a little too much on the defensive line. They love the trenches. Okay, I'd like to get a linebacker, but they did exactly what they're saying they're going to do. We got folks saying we're going to go 7 wins, 6 to 9 wins. Raw Detroit, 9+ wins. Big D, 73. Michael Rimmer, 7 wins. And I see it. 9 Drink says 8 wins the floor. I could see that, but 5?
Oh, yeah.
That is a dumpster full. Come on. You're telling me year 2 they can't do better than Pat Matrish? I can't even say his name. I think that's BS.
All right. We don't want to say his name anymore. It's like
we don't want to say his
Candyman
name
3 times.
Candyman 3, that's exactly what happens, man. Fatty Man 3 times, and it's just going to completely wreck everything right there. Yeah, I think, look, 7 to 8 wins is what I got. Max a 9. I think it's possible for sure. But I got that 7 to 8 right there, just depending on how everything plays out. We're going to get to the mailbag segment here in a little bit. We just want to talk about this. Now, we're going to talk about CBS Sports. Mainstream media taking a big, giant dump on the Detroit Lions. Did their top 100 list. What's up, Go Lions? John? Top 100. How many Detroit Lions do you think were on that list? I'm going to do this here, mate. It's going to be 0. 0? I think that's BS. I think we deserve more than 0. Who do you think should have been on that list? Lions Rumble.
Oh, man. Oof. It's easy to say Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's also easy to say, top 100. You can even put Penei up there. His PFF rating has been through the roof, and he's only a rookie. So I could see those two guys. We should have had at least one line on there. It breaks my heart that they're still kind of overseeing us and not giving us the respect. But it's up to us to make them remember us. So.
Facts, man. And yes, it was 0. Let me know in the comment section how many Lions players do you feel should be in the top 100. If you're crazy and you say, hey, all 55, go ahead. If you think 0, if you're definitely Jim Jones, go ahead and put 0. I think 2 should be okay, 2 to 3. You look at Frank Ragnow, Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, just depending. But Frank Ragnow, to me, has proved he's probably the best center in the NFL, if not 1, 2. He's going to be in that. That should be in there. Penei Sewell, like you're talking about, his ratings off the charts, and especially the last half of the season, was looking fan-freaking-tastic. I think he should be in that top. And they generally do a ton of wide receivers. We're talking, when the NFL Network does their top 100, you have 10 to 12 of them be wide receivers. Well, Amon-Ra St. Brown, to me, probably should be, if they're going to do that many wide receivers, should be in there because, hell, he was carrying the Lions' offense last year. Given that he had the second half was basically 900 yards, dang. He really did it.
I agree.
And I think it's just going to progress this year. We have more of a well-rounded offense, better offensive line regarding health. The weapons around Amon-Ra is going to give him a single coverage. I think his yards are going to go up. I think he'll bust over 1,000. Got a good defense now. It's going to help out the offense, getting the ball back. I think that they're kind of looking back at last year and giving us a little middle finger But we're not talking about 2021. We're talking about 2022. Right, man?
Yeah, man, I agree. I think with this diverse group of wide receivers and the running back uh, tandem we have, I think, yeah, absolutely. Any wide receiver is capable of getting 1,000 yards. You just don't know who. They're gonna have to guard everybody. You're gonna see a lot of single coverages. You're gonna see a lot of disguised packages. And again, we have running backs who can come out of the backfield and catch the ball and run. And we have some wide receivers who are, guess what? They want to block. Antoine Randall made that. He's like, I need you guys blocking. So I think with this group, when Ben Johnson at the helm, along with Dan Campbell, man, I'm excited. I don't even know. I'm containing my excitement right now, but I'm excited. I'm super excited.
I don't know if you guys heard the podcast. Jared Goff was on a podcast. It's on Pride Detroit, so go check Pride Detroit. Shout them out. It has the link to an hour podcast, Jared Goff on there with Jason Kabinda. One thing I took away from this whole thing is the confidence coming from those two about our Detroit Lions this season is through the roof. I thought that they were literally putting an IV of Kool-Aid in them. The confidence about being a better football team this year compared to last year. They talked about the coaching, it being all in the scheme, the players around it, and they feel that their outcome is going to be much improved this year. What was your take from that podcast? Because I know you listened to it as well.
It was just an incredible moment for me as far as where this regime is heading, and I think all the players have bought into it. Even Jason Kabinda, just his energy. Just him saying how much the city's ready for this, they're waiting for this, and what better team to do it? And Jared Goff chiming in, and he knows what Detroit is, and he knows how detrimental just the success of that team is, and he's embraced putting it on his back. He's embraced putting the city on his back, and I think he's going to represent that Honolulu Blue with pride this year.
He definitely was. You say he threw it on his back. He did throw it on his back. He was talking about his top 3 moments in his career, one of them being the Minnesota Viking win. That was the first one that came to his mind. Another one was winning the NFC Championship, and then another one was a win in L.A. But he said it's a complete different feel in Detroit than it is over in Los Angeles. Los Angeles, he can walk around and nobody knows who he is, because there's so many celebrities over there. But when he's in Detroit,
right,
it's a whole different feel. Like, it's a football town. People's like, oh, can I take your picture? Oh, my God, it's Jared Goff. And then he said, on the final game of the year with the Packers, he said the stadium was rocking, even though the Lions had a losing record. He loves it. So I think he has embraced the city of Detroit. I really do. Whether he works out or not, he has embraced it. Is that kind of a takeaway you have there as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I felt like obviously last year when he was here, it was just a different culture change, like you just brought up. LA, warm weather, nice weather. Detroit, we have it's a true football city. You have to play in those winter games, even though we do play in an indoor stadium. You still have to run through Chicago and Green Bay, and I think he embraced those games because he saw how much Detroit fans were, like you said, we were a mob when it comes to those divisional games. And I think the first game of our season this year, I think that Ford Field is going to be rocking. I think he's going to be, if not, he's going to be one of the first few who are going to really be very vocal and just, if wherever the success is with this team or failures, I think he's actually embraced on being like, hey, I got to do better. And I honestly cannot wait for the season. He's embraced it. He knows now it's his team. You don't have to worry about anything at this time. He just has to go out there and prove to the city that this is where he wants to be. So
if you guys like Lions Rumble, follow him on Twitter, Lions Rumble 81. He is a Twitter master, a Twitter ninja. He's posting quite a bit on there. I followed him on there, and I'm like, oh, my God, with the amount of Lion stuff he's got going on there.
Oh, my God.
So go ahead and follow him on Twitter if you like everything Detroit Lions. The guy is dropping it for sure. Mini camp and OTAs. So our final OTA was today until about training camp for about 6 weeks. Overall, from when we started, all the OTAs in the mini camp, who do you think had a really good offseason right now? What player or players, plural, you think really did a phenomenal job?
Wow, I can't limit it to just one or two. I'm gonna say everyone. I'm gonna say the whole team as a whole, and the coaches included. Just because now I think year two, like we said earlier, everybody's had a much longer time to kind of get acclimated to everything. So from start to finish, they had a plan set out. They kind of knew who they were going to draft, and then from there they kind of knew what packages and what various pieces they needed in order to make those packages work. So just us getting our O-line back, Frank Ragnow, the anchor, was absolutely incredible, and just hearing the O-line speak on just what they're doing and what they're experimenting, and then the various coaches, just how excited they are, and how everyone's in tune. There's no question marks with this right now, right? So I think moving forward, it's just gonna keep snowballing into that big bang, so to speak, that we've all been waiting for, just the camaraderie and just the belief in one another. So I have to say the whole team, man. I love the coaches interacting and speaking on everything. So that, to me, I haven't seen that in a long time. So
my guy Adam Baydoun from Woodward Sports is in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to Woodward Sports if you have not done so, and follow him on Twitter. He had me rolling. He did a tweet yesterday. It had the NFL going from the Pizza Hut into Little Caesars, and I had Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff. I literally was drinking something, and it came spitting out of my mouth. I had to retweet it. I rolled out. It's hilarious. If you guys want funny laughs, go ahead and follow him on Twitter. He's dropping content literally 24/7. So subscribe. That's my guy over there. Make sure you hit that like button, folks. Right now we got 88 in the building. Let's get to 50 likes. That's 20 more. I think we can do 20 more to 50. Smash that like button right meow. I think who had a really good offseason here is Jared Goff. I'm going to start with him. Getting all the weapons around him. Jamison Williams, DJ Chark. Year two of the system with Ben Johnson starting off rip. I think he got more comfortable. I think the confidence is glowing. Just hearing him speak, you can feel it, you can see it. Confidence is there. Whether or not he's the future Lions quarterback, that's up to debate, but I feel like he's had a good offseason because of that. All around, he is more comfortable, and he's throwing some good footballs. He's just got a hell of weapons. Again, going from tight ends, we drafted one in the draft. Turn around, hell of an offseason for him from that standpoint. Health-wise, I think it's a big win. Jeffrey Okudah, we're seeing him. He had a helmet on. That's good to hear. Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker coming back. We got destroyed regarding the injuries last year, and right now it's starting off a good, Joshua Pascal, a little bit of setback. We're still kind of seeing what's going on, Jamison Williams, but we knew that going into there. Not a big deal, so I love the health. Right meow. We got to wait a little bit, folks, but that's just right now. Health is going good. I think the defensive line had a hell of an offseason. All you're hearing is Aidan Hutchinson getting after it. You got this defensive line showing out. The trenches has done a really good job. And how about the secondary? Man, just the whole thing. Kirby Joseph, incredible. Just
incredible. Major
winners for the Lions. And I can contribute to having Aaron Glenn back. So go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you. I want us, the fan base, to be happy where we're at, and it's okay for us to criticize them, but recognize where we were 2, 3 years ago, and how much we've gotten younger, and how we all have our coaching staff is filled with former players. So these young guys are right where they need to be. I think they have the right culture to help them make their transition to the NFL that much more sweeter. So, man, I'm excited, man. Even the secondary, you brought up the secondary. Like, let's see what Aaron Glenn and Aubrey Pleasant can do with this secondary. Those guys are long and rangy, and we have Okudah back. So yeah, I'm sipping slow though. I'm sipping slow.
My guy AB just dropped this. He says Aidan Hutchinson, Rookie of the Year guaranteed. I think he's going to be the Rookie of the Year too. I think I got him Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think he could be Rookie of the Year. Generally, it goes to quarterbacks, but I don't think there's do you believe Kenny Pickett's going to take it? Probably not. I'd give it to Aidan Hutchinson. I say, yeah, I'd give the odds to him, and if you're betting, man, I'd bet on it. What say you, Rumble? What do you think, man? Do you think he could be Rookie of the Year?
I agree with Adam 100%, man. I mean, you got to look at it that this is the kid, this is the hometown hero right now. This guy wanted to be here. Aiden wanted to be here. So I think the coaching staff wanted him to be here as well. So I think they're going to put him in positions to make plays, and he's going to be the face of this defense moving forward. So I'm super excited, man. I'm so happy for the young Wolverine, man, turned Lion. What better place to be than at home? I mean, who doesn't like to play in their backyard? That's the ultimate home field advantage. So I expect him to do great things with this franchise. Albeit he's just a rookie this year, but he's going to be the face of that defense. So
100%, man. Like it just literally fell into place, like an angel just dropped the baby off or something. It was absolutely perfect. That's who I wanted at 2. You can talk about Kayvon Thibodeau and these other guys. I just felt like he was the guy. He's a Dan Campbell type of guy, same mentality, just hungry, exactly what the Lions needed. And, what he's done so far this offseason is just showing it. And sky's the limit for the young man. I cannot wait to watch him in training camp, in preseason, and, of course, live in a game. Now, not everybody had a great training camp, in my opinion. And I'm going to tell you who I think didn't have a good one, or not training camp, but off-season OTAs and minicamp. And that's Tim Boyle. I think he definitely did not have a good one. I think the competition is real with David Blau, potentially being QB2. I would like to see a real competition, not given to anybody. Let the best man win. To me, he's got a lot of work to do. What say you?
Yeah, this team, I think Dan Campbell and them made it very, very, very apparent that we're bringing guys in to compete. Your job is not safe. So with that being said, that's with any of our jobs, right? So we punch in, we clock in. If we're not producing, they don't have a spot for us. So that goes back to the way the city of Detroit is, man. It's blue collar. So if you're not doing the things outside of work that you need to be doing, reading coverages, going over your playbook, working on your mechanics, those small things alone, when nobody's watching, are they're going to catapult you. So I'm agreeing with you. I think Boyle knows that he's probably on his way to an arena football league team. If he does not, if he doesn't show anything, you got to show up, man. Just because you punch in, just because you have a time card. I mean, just because you have a locker there, like, don't get it twisted, man. Dan Campbell and this whole culture change is letting you know, man. We want ball players here. We don't want. He said it. We don't want somebody just coming here, just showing up, just happy to be here. We want ball players. So
we want that blue collar mentality, that Honolulu blue collar, like old black and blue. Like, you think of somebody that works at a factory. It's got the old dusty boots on, and they're built freaking really, really tough. They drink 5 things of coffee as well as they having nothing but rum at night. I mean, they got hair on their stomach when they're 15.
Right, absolutely.
So I think that's what we're trying to develop here, and you got to have that mentality. But you know what's really good is we're doing the mailbag segment right now. So that means it's your time to ask myself or Lions Rumble question, or both of us. Hashtag Lions, hashtag NFL, hashtag with the word hashtag anything. It's just so I can see it and I can read it, and then we can get this thing rolling. Before you guys put the questions, make sure you hit that like button. We're 5 away from 50 likes, and the more likes we get, the more chance that literally the stream gets out there. That's how this thing works. That's just the way that it does. I know it's annoying. It can get annoying, but hey, it's all about getting it out there. Craig Reynolds as a pass catcher out of the backfield. You know, we haven't really seen a whole lot from him last year regarding that, but he's an all-around hell of a running back. I wouldn't mind seeing it because it seems like everything this guy does is correct. What do you think about him taking passes out of the backfield?
Man, I think with Ben Johnson, anything's possible. I think that's what they built this team on, right? Versatility. So whoever's coming out of that backfield needs to learn how to catch. And I think these wide receivers are ready to go out there and block. So I would, that is, I'm okay. I'm on board with that.
We got a really good question here. Will you go on a date with me by Adam Baydoun? Absolutely, yes. That's the hashtag. Will you date me is fire. I'm down for it for sure. And what about you, Lions Rumble? Would you go on a date with Adam Baydoun?
Of course, Adam Baydoun, aka Clark Kent, Superman.
Hey,
Absolutely.
that's facts. That's facts, and that's just how we roll over here. If Swift goes down within the first 3 to 4 games, does he get walking papers? No, because he has still got a contract with the Lions. I think he's got the whole 17 games to really figure it out. For me personally, I don't think he would be getting no walking papers. Now, after the season, maybe they want to draft a running back. That could be something for after this season. But this year, no, that would not be the case. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think he's taken this serious after, just hearing what Deuce Staley had to say. Deuce Staley ain't raising no punks in that backfield.
Yeah,
he came back looking shredded, looking lean and mean, and ready. He knows he's the number one running back at this point, and he knows he's got a lot to prove too with this O-line. So I think he's not getting his walking papers. If we didn't give Okudah his walking papers by now, I mean,
yeah.
100%.
He's got this season to figure it out. Again, after this season, we'll see. But I'm not worried about this year. Hashtag Lions, you got any information on third down St. Brown, brother? Amon-Ra St. Brown on third down. All I know is Jared Goff going to be looking his way quite a bit. Because that's what he does, man.
Yes, sir.
I don't know any from. I got to see in training camp, but I'm a bet man, and I can tell you Gofford is going to be throwing him the football on third down. That is the guy. That is the guy.
Yeah.
Would you prefer Craig Reynolds starting over Jamal Williams and going light on running backs and linebackers and going heavy on other positions? Look, I really like Craig Reynolds. I know a lot of people may like Jamal Williams a little bit more. It depending on what the yardage is. I think Jamal Williams is really good, and that 1 yard, like I know he's going to get that first down. If it's above that, give me Craig Reynolds. I feel like he is an all-around back. He's very patient, finds the hole, and the first guy doesn't take him down. What is your thoughts on Jamal Williams versus Craig Reynolds?
My thoughts are, you just hit it. You hit it right on the head. I think Jamal is more your brawler type back. I think he's the guy you want in there to be the wrecking ball, so to speak. And Swift and Reynolds, those are your guys with the wiggles. You know what I mean? They know how to make people mess up close and personal. Now every now and then they'll get down and dirty and lower the shoulder, but that's we kind of want that 1-2 punch right there. So I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Bobo says, when do you guys expect to see Williams on the field? Look, I am not a doctor. I don't know exactly what the rehab is, but I would think by the bye week, you would think so. By then, Maybe weeks, week 7. I think week 6 our bye week. I think that would make sense, but do not take my word for it. I am not a doctor. Yes, I work at a hospital, but I am not a doctor. What do you think about seeing Jameson Williams?
Yeah, I don't think we want to rush him back because he's, again, we know what he's capable of when healthy. So we want him healthy. That way he can blow the roof off this thing. That way he is somebody they have to game plan around. Opposing teams have to game plan around. So I agree. Around week 6, 7, 8-ish, right around there. I think he'll add a new dynamic to this offense, and then people are in trouble. So
now here's a good question by my buddy Raw Detroit. Raw Detroit says, does Jared Goff have an elite arm? No, I do not believe Jared Goff has an elite arm. I think an elite arm is like a Matthew Stafford, a Josh Allen, the guy that really can sling it in there, that's got that powerful, strong arm. I think what Jared Goff's really good is not throwing interceptions. I think his process to, where the defender is not at is pretty good at, but an elite arm, there's very few with elite arms in the NFL. There's those just guys that could just put it in those holes that nobody else can do, that breaks, players' fingers, wide receivers' fingers, like Matthew Stafford did with Calvin Johnson. What do you think about Jared Goff? Do you think he has an elite arm?
Nah, he's not an elite arm, and just for all the reasons that you named. But we got lucky with Stafford because he used to throw that little side arm and over the arm and all this, all those very different trajectories. But no, Goff is just what he is. He's a game manager. You don't want him to turn the ball over. I think where he does excel, though, however, is what you just said. I think he excels at being able to, find the mismatches, so to speak. I think last year he did a great job with Amon-Ra St. Brown, just getting him the ball, finding his comfort spot. And I hope this year that he has more comfort spots, albeit the tight end or the running back out the backfield. So yeah, he doesn't have an elite arm though.
Yeah, elite arms is pretty rare. It's those guys that can break fingers. It's like Stafford did to Megatron. He puts his up, it's like his finger goes this way.
Oh yeah.
Those are an elite arm there. Like Brett Favre had an elite arm. He had one of those arms. If Stafford was in the 2022 team, do you think that we could go to the playoffs, NFC Championship, or a Super Bowl? No, I don't believe so. I think we're still a couple pieces away from something like that. I still think we need help with a linebacker. I still think we need, to get help and all around to go to that next level, because there's some really good teams in the NFC. You still got Los Angeles Rams, who, if Stafford wasn't there, they're still going to be very good. San Francisco 49ers, Arizona Cardinals, Green Bay Packers, they're still hard to beat. There's a lot of good teams. Dallas Cowboys, I feel like, is pretty good as well. So I don't believe so. You got to really build a whole team, like all the way around. Like if you look at the Rams right now, like all their wide receivers are really good. Like all their defense is really good. Like it's completely stacked. Those are the type of teams that tend to win. It's not just one player away. Like they've built that team.
And what's their identity?
Yeah.
You have to have that identity.
Aaron Donald.
Exactly.
Jalen Ramsey.
Stud.
So we're getting closer, but it'll be a little bit. Which years of excuses of injuries has the conditioning been better this year and stressed more? Oh, I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Are you talking about the conditioning there regarding, the stretching and stuff like that? Not really 100% sure. Hopefully it's better. I know they got a new conditioning coach that I heard. But yeah, conditioning's vital because, man, we tend to get a lot of injuries. So hopefully that new conditioning coach can help out. I know I'm going to miss some questions here. So just repost them, folks. I'm going to miss questions. Just repost them. Did you know last 4 Super Bowl winning GMs weren't fat? We had the right GM in town. Better than Avila's bum A. Yeah, he's definitely not having a good one there. Hashtag Jack Fox for president. Besides Board, any surprise standouts from OTAs? I say Pimpleton, Khalil Pimpleton, wide receiver, has been a standout for the Lions. I think he's starting to make it a little competition there for that number 6. Who do you think is another standout from Lions OTAs and minicamp?
Well, so far, I think you brought him up earlier, Malcolm Rodriguez.
Yep.
Um, we got we got a stud. Well, I guess I can't use the word stud just yet, but we got a solid pick there, and I think he's right where he needs to be. I think it's always easier when when you go to a team that's rebuilding because now you can see what it's like to build it from the ground up, and you get to really just you're able to make certain mistakes, and then you're able to learn on those mistakes so that the next time you're ready. So I think these young players are super extremely lucky and valuable to this organization right now because they're all kind of just we've purged the roster, and now we planted seeds, and now we're just trying to let them grow, make them grow.
Let him
So
grow. It's like Groot. When he died, then he became little Groot in a plant, then became,
yeah,
little baby Groot, and now
exactly.
he's like 16-year-old Groot, and I think the next one he's back to adult Groot. Just takes a little bit of
Yeah,
time, folks.
it
Hashtag
does.
Lions, do
It
you think
does.
Green Bay would take Tim Boyle back, pay for his one-way ticket? Look, man, hey, take him back, man. I don't know what's going on with Jordan Love over there. Take him back. Let's see here. What's up? We got Speakeasy in the building. Speakeasy, baby. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Speakeasy Sports. I think he's doing a lot of stuff over there with the heavyweights. Subscribe, part of Woodward as well. It says, tell us more about my boy Malcolm Rodriguez. Are you guys on board? I'm not jumping on the insane hype train right now because I feel like he's going to be a special teamer. I don't think we're going to see him a whole lot on defense unless there's injuries because you got a Chris Board, you got Alex Anzalone, you got Derek Barnes. Maybe you'll see him sporadically on different types of defenses, but for him to come out and be like all pro year one, it's hard for me to see that happening. Maybe in a couple
Yeah.
years, or if he really develops and they get rid of Jared Davis doesn't make the team and Alex Anzalone's not here next year. But you just look like, if you look at all the players on the team, I'm not expecting this guy to be an all-pro, DeAndre Levy, anything like that. What do you think about the
Yeah,
Malcolm
no, I
Rodriguez
agree.
thing?
I agree. I think he's again, like we were saying earlier, they love having him at camp because he is a sponge at this point. He does want to learn. He
Mm-hmm.
knows his position. You want people who know their position. Like you're not, and you don't want to put too much pressure on some of these young guys who aren't ready for it yet. This game is completely different than it is in college. We all know that. You have linebackers and linemen who run 4-3. So different schemes and different dynamics altogether in this professional level. So yeah, I don't think he's going to be Pro Bowl, but I think he will be. I think he will be a standout on special teams for sure.
Funches, we signed Funches the other day, and a lot of people, what are we going to utilize him? I think he's a camp body, in all honesty.
Yeah,
There's a chance that
yeah,
he can crack the lineup, but in all honesty, I'm going camp body. What do you think about that?
yeah. Camp body. I mean, he kind of see the thing is you got to look at the method of madness here. He played with Aaron Rodgers. He's played with Green Bay, so he can kind of open their eyes to some of the schemes and things and how they were using him. So I think this is much more of a camp body, like right. So we want to get those division wins up under our belts first. So I think what a perfect camp body to have. What a we can mimic what Aaron Rodgers different what packages they were running with him and how they utilized him. So I think it's more so a camp body and just us getting familiar of what we're going to see with Green Bay. So I 100% agree with that, man.
Which players are you most concerned with this upcoming season staying healthy? I'm a little concerned with DeAndre Swift. I'm a little concerned with TJ Hawkinson because we need these guys to really make this offense go
Yes.
forward. Very important.
Yes.
Our tight end depth, as you can see, I think we got like 8 people on the team right now. So it's really important to have this work out with TJ Hawkinson. And Swift, we want to run the football, want to make him a focal point. Got to stay healthy. And, of course, Jeffrey Okudah. Want to see something out of Jeffrey Okudah this year. It's a massive year for him. And if he can
Agreed.
stay healthy and develop, the secondary could be much improved. What are players you are concerned about regarding health?
Man, you took all of mine, but I'm gonna go completely different and say obviously the O line and the D lines. We need those guys to be healthy because, like you said, there's certain spots where, especially on the O line, right? Um, we need to have our complete O line healthy this year because we want to see the full, complete, finished product. And I think the O line is going to be massive. And then, of course, Jeffrey Okudah, the number 3 overall pick a few years back. We need to see what this guy's all about. We absolutely need to see how Aaron Glenn and Aubrey Pleasant have helped him transition to what we're hoping to be a Pro Bowler, future Pro Bowler. So, yes.
Speakeasy dropping a fun question here. Who's the best Detroit Lions writer? I got 2. I like Dave Burkett a lot. He's kind of grounded there. And my neighbor Jeff Risden. He literally lives just a couple houses away. I love those 2. Jeff, easy to talk to, real easy to get a hold of. And, when it comes to Burkett, the guy's been pretty much grounded since starting. Tom Kowalski, before he passed away, I love Tom the Killer Kowalski. That guy was a legend for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with those 2. And Tim 20-man, believe it or not.
Tim 20-man, yep. Too. Tim 30-man, yep. Or 40-man. Lions top 5 defensive backs on the team. Well, I think you go Amani Oruwariye. I think Tracy Walker. I really like Kirby Joseph. I know he's a rook. I still really like him. Jerry Jacobs, I love what he's bringing. I want Jeffrey Okudah to be there. Just don't know right now. But I tell you what, man, I like Ifutu Melifanu. I feel like this dude's going to be special, man. He was on the field last year.
Scary.
He was sticking with Devontae Adams. He looked scary, man. He looked like a guy. It's like, woo, if he can stay healthy. Woo, right. Man.
Absolutely. And then I got to go Aaron Glenn and Aubrey Pleasant. I think those 2.
Man, no doubt. They're the goats right there. No freaking doubt, man. Absolutely. I feel like Cephas is better than Raymond. Thoughts? I think the ceiling is better than Raymond, for sure. I like Cephas a lot. I thought he'd break out last year. He did before he got injured. He's a different type of player. He's a bigger body than Khalif Raymond. Khalif Raymond can play in special teams. I think that's the difference. Kick returner, punt returner. Exactly. I do like Cephas' ceiling better. What do you think about Raymond versus Cephas?
You hit it right on the head. I think Raymond's much more of that special teamer, which we're happy, we're okay with. We need some wheels on special teams, and I feel like he's one of those guys who, if he could take it back to the house, and that's what we want. We need that lightning in a bottle, and I think that's what Raymond is on special teams.
Folks, we got 152 in the building. Let's get to 75, like 75. Chat Sports. I get James Yoder. He runs Chat Sports, and he says, Mike, man, I'm going to put my foot in your 2 points of contact. Get those likes up. So I really don't want to have a size, I think, 11 in my butthole. So go ahead and hit that like button. Does Hutch get to introduce himself to Karen Rogers on his back? How many times? Oh, I love this question. First off, you said it correctly.
This question, man.
John Ball, you're correct. It's Karen Rogers. That is his correct name because he is a Karen. He is a crybaby. And I'm hoping we can get 2 sacks on him. We play Karen Rogers twice. I think 2 from Aidan would be good. What do you think about Aidan Hutchinson introducing himself to the Karen himself?
I think the moment he does that, I think he's kind of already won the city over. I think once he does that, though, he becomes the not only the player president, but the actual captain. He's already won us over, but he does that, he's going to really win us over.
I like him, man. I really do. I'm really excited. Me and King were live together, and we jumped for joy. I think he's going to be a baller here in Detroit, and we're seeing it in OTAs and minicamp. The guy's pretty lighted up, so it's like yes, him and getting Aquara together, and then the interior. I think that's the defense is going to work.
All those. Oh my God.
Aleem McNeil got Cupcake in there. I think it's going to work. I think it's going to come together this year pretty good because we haven't had a good defensive line since Jim Schwartz, really.
You're right.
Matt Patricia was ass, and then we get it's bad roster from there. So,
Yeah.
how many receivers make the team? I'm going with 6. I think 6 receivers make the team. The last one will come down to Quintez Cephas, and it will come down to him, Pimpleton, and I think Khalif Raymond's pretty much locked to make the team, in all honesty. I think he's a lock, but it's going to come down to one of those. But I say 6. How many do you think make
Yeah,
the
6
team?
to 7. I think 6 to 7 is fair enough. Again, we're still. I think we might even keep. We got a lot of tight ends on this team as well.
Yeah.
But I think that's a safe pick for sure.
Trinity
But yeah, we
Benson
need to
fighting
see
it
who's
as
going to
well.
be. Yeah, we need to see who's going to be healthy. We need to see who's going to, who's about it, who's hungry, who wants that spot. So yeah.
Hit me up, Adam Baydoun, if you want to go live and or Speak Easy Sports, man. We definitely go live and talk some foosball. What up, Doe, Mike? You think Goff going to be favorite target? Let's go, Goff. Take us to the playoffs. Back to the playoffs. Do you think going to be our future quarterback? 2 questions here. Favorite target? I still think Amon-Ra St. Brown is probably going to be his favorite target. Again, 3rd down. The guy is getting open. I think he's going to, DJ Shark is going to get a lot of targets as well. But still, I love what Amon brings. We're going to find out this year if he's the future quarterback. I don't know on this one. I'm thinking no. I'm leaning no, but hell, who knows? Maybe he lights it up. You know what I'm saying? And so I would lean no, 51-49 no. But don't take my word for it because Jared Goff, all you got to do is prove it. What do you think on those questions there, Rumble?
Man, I think I know it's Amon-Ra St. Brown, but as a Detroit Lion, I would want it to be Hutchinson. I want your tight end to be your security blanket. I want that guy to be, put your faith in your tight end, because now everybody's chiming in and zeroing in on Amon-Ra St. Brown. And as far as Jared Goff being the future quarterback, I'm right there with you, 49, 51. If he lights it up this year, if him and Ben and Dan and, if they all come up with a game plan and Jared Goff goes out there and lights it up and is, not turning the ball over, sure, we can sign him another 2 years. But we have to draft somebody clearly to back him up because Boyle and company aren't going to do it moving forward. So yeah.
Pick a Lion for each major stat category: receptions, yards, touchdowns, sacks, interceptions. Receptions, I'm going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think he'll be top there. Yards, it could be DJ Chark. Possible, maybe. Touchdowns, I'll say Amon-Ra St. Brown. Sacks, Aidan Hutchinson. Interceptions, Amani Owarie. Who do you got for all those?
Wow, receptions, I'm going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yards, I'm going to throw a monkey in and I'm throwing a wrench in right here. I'm going to go Hawkinson. TDs, I'm going to go Swift. Sacks, Aidan Hutchinson. Interceptions, that's a tough one. I'm going to go, you know what? I'll say Okudah.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
Believer.
I love it. You put Okudah there. That means he had a hell of a season, and I would dig that. Lions Doherty, 92 vet. Thank you for serving your country, by the way, because I see your vet with an avatar. I'm a veteran as well. Served in Iraq in 2008, in the Army for 8 years. Thank you for the service, and anybody who's in the chat right now, thank you so much for serving your country. He says, you're wrong about Jared Davis. Starting linebackers are Barnes, Davis, Alex Anzalone, and Malcolm Rodriguez. Well, they generally do in 2 linebackers quite a bit. And they kind of switch it up with, we don't know what's going on with Julian Okwara if he's going to be back there as well. So that'd be quite difficult to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 linebackers at one time. I could see them switching up a little bit, on certain packages. 3rd down, I think Malcolm Rodriguez I think that's kind of why they picked him up too, is he's good on 3rd down. He's a good coverage linebacker. I don't even know if Jared Davis is making the team, in all honesty. I don't know if he's making the team,
I'm still
man.
up in the air with that one too. Yeah, I am. I'm still up in the air about Jared Davis as well. But if he does, then, he did his thing in training camp. So
yeah,
let's just wait
absolutely.
and see.
And I think if he does make the team, I think they could utilize him more as pass, going after the pass. I don't know about his coverage is just not his thing.
Yeah. It's still up in the air about that.
Roger Gawardo, hashtag, will the Lions be known for its defensive line and offensive line now on? Yes. I'm going to say yes. That's what they're going to be known for, is very strong on both offense and defensive line. I think their offensive line one of the best in the NFL. I think the defensive line all around, we may not have the greatest studs, but it's damn good. It's a damn good defensive line. I think you could get another name maybe in next year's draft, whether it be interior or on the outside, and you're looking at a badass defensive line. So what do you think about that, Rumble?
Agreed. I think, these guys, the way they showed up to camp this year, Levi Onwuzurike being one, he just came in, he looked chiseled, he looked in shape. I think these guys got a taste of that sweet taste of victory last year. So they came in shape. They held up their end of the bargain, came in shape, and they're ready to show the world. You know what I mean? So
John Ball says Goff's strength is hitting guys in stride often. Agree. I think that's a strength, but I think his other strength is not, its fumbles are different, but I'm talking to interceptions. He was not big on interceptions last year, and something that I do think Matthew Stafford's a better quarterback, but something I enjoyed is I didn't feel like he was going to throw an interception every single play. I think that's, maybe he's a little conservative throwing the football, but it was kind of nice to see, it's like I don't feel like this dude's going to force an interception. So I thought that was a strength. But hitting stride, he was doing good with Amon-Ra St. Brown the second half of the season and Josh Reynolds. So I think you're going to see that develop too. Once him and DJ Shark gets on the same page, you'll probably see that stride a little bit better. That chemistry, it takes a little bit of time to kind of know where the player's going to be, where he puts that ball. We got a super chat from my guy, Roger Gawardo. Love you, man. He says, FGB. And you know what time it is, folks? Put in the comment section right now. Hashtag FGB. What does that mean? Well, you know what the F means. It means UCK with the F. And GB means Green Bay. Put it in the comment section right now. Hashtag FGB. I did it right now for myself. Let's see the FGB. And if you don't like another team, hell, you could put F the other team as well. Appreciate you, Roger Gawardo, dropping that super chat. We got a question for Rumble. Says, since you like pancakes, how many quarterback pancakes will this defensive line make this year?
How many quarterback? Wait, what was the question? How many
sacks basically are we getting this year?
Okay.
How many are we going to get?
I say 8 to 10 sacks, and that's being modest. I think the interior line is going to allow Aidan Hutchinson to really get in there and make a name for himself. So I'm okay with 8 to 9. With improvement, I think we're going to get 12 to 14 if that interior line does its job.
We got a lot of FGBs going on. Bobo, Lions Rumble, my guy who's talking with me right now. 313 Pride, Joseph Olstein, 9 Drinks, Alan Danis, Stephen Reed, Bobo Lane, AZ, Bad One, Patty Grimes, Bobo, Mark, Chris, Legendary, or Legendly, Joseph, Tony. Love it. Legendly again, Pooh Man. Love the name, 313. Love the FGBs. We're starting a trend here, folks. Starting a trend this year. Chances we take Noah Sewell linebacker next year's draft. Look, it's possible, for sure. I mean, you match him up with his brother. It'd be kind of cool. You got one on offense and one on defense. I'll be watching Sewell this year as I'm an Oregon Duck fan. I like what I saw the first 2 years. We'll see what he does this year. And as he enters the draft, he should be pretty good linebacker, I feel. We'll see. I don't know. F the other teams by Bob Lane. Love it. Got a question here, Mike. Will you be attending any Lions game this season? I got to talk to Herman more about that one. We have a lot of plans going to local bars and venues this year during the games. Awesome. We'll see if we're going to go to games as well. I got to talk to Herm on the back end about that one. But probably, I'm going to assume so. Don't really know as of right now. And maybe ask me in about a month and a half. when training camp starts. And I'll be at training camp, so if you guys want to hang out at training camp, show up training camp, I'll be there. Myself, I'm sure the rest of LNU is going to be there. I know I'm going to be with Detroit Lions podcast as well. It's going to be a fun as hell time. So make sure you show up, man. Make sure you show up. Maybe we get some drinks or something. He says, who are you talking about, Willis? I got to get that one. I don't have that one in here. I don't have the that one. I got the oh my God, though.
Oh, my God.
Got pounded to club to Kool-Aid. Bought club tickets. I love it. Dr.
That's
Detroit.
awesome. That is awesome, buddy.
Dr. D, when I am in Detroit, I need you to come up to me. If you go to training camp as well, come up to me. Let's get a few. You've been rolling with me for a long time. I think from nearly day one. So make sure you hit me up. When I do go, I'll probably be wearing this jersey. It has my name on it. If not, I'll be with Herman Moore, and he's giant, and I'm not. So you look for a giant guy and then a smaller white dude next to him. That's probably what it's going to be. So make sure you hit me up. And all you guys out there as well. Questions. I always want to know who picked up the check for Derry, Barry or Herman. I don't know. I did not ask him that. Make sure to remind me next time I see him. I will ask him that. But I wouldn't be shocked if Herman picked up quite a bit of checks. He's a nice guy. What does Goff have to do with so we can stop talking about Stafford? I think we're always going to talk about Stafford because he was a really good quarterback for the Detroit Lions. But if you really want to end the conversation, Rumble, you win a playoff game.
Yeah, he's got to win a playoff game. Win a playoff game, and we don't necessarily completely forget about Stafford, but we stop talking about him.
Yeah, you win a playoff game, we ain't going to be talking about Stafford.
Yeah. No,
Jared Goff is going to be freaking, he's going to have a statue in Detroit about him, like holding a football. What, the water fountain, Rumble? What about Jameson? I love Jameson Williams, but he's not going to be playing the whole season. So that's why I don't have, like, massive stats for him. They're going to take it slow, Rumble. Tell them about how it's going to be slow.
They have to. They invested. They traded up to get him. And I think Antoine Randall and Ben Johnson and this Lions team actually cares about these players. They don't want the same mistake that the former regime made with Okudah. So let's be patient with them, and let's give them time to get him back in a game that's going to, blow the socks off the stadium, off Ford Field. So let's give him a minute to fully recuperate.
Yeah, and just take it slow. There's no, I'm not in a rush for him. I want him to be the long-term solution at wide receiver. Mm-hmm. Don't need a relapse. Get this guy squared away, good to go, move forward. Because I think next year we're going to be a scary-ass team. I'm telling you that right now. Like I'm not on the Kool-Aid bandwagon right now. Ask me this year or next year. This time, I'm talking about winning the NFC North. I think that the Lions could do it next year. I think you got to watch out. Another draft with the way they've been doing. We gonna punch you in the mouth, man. Better watch out, Karen Rodgers. Your time draws nigh. Hashtag Lions. Do you think the Lions defense can be the strength of the team? Because I do if they can stay healthy. I still think the offense is going to be the strength of the team. I think there's a little bit of hole at linebacker. I don't really see much holes on offense. I think even the depth in the offense is really good. Offensive line, we got a really good offensive line. The depth there with Brown, he can fill in pretty much for anyone. We've seen it with Frank Ragnow. The wide receivers, man, 1 through 6, solid. So if one goes down, If the running backs go down, not too worried about it. I think the biggest question mark is quarterback. If Jared Goff goes down, you're effed. But
right.
Other than that, man, I think. What do you think, Rumble?
That is the strength of our team right now at this point. Our defense is their linebacker. We still have a question mark there, and we have to see what this D line does. If they can create pressure, like they did some games last year, if they can keep that pressure up and actually finish the job this year, then that's a completely different defense at that point, because now you're not so reliant on your linebackers or your secondary. So I think the offense is the strength of this team, though.
Can we
those big
expect to
guys
see
up
your
front.
reaction on Hard Knocks in August? I'm debating on doing that, doing like a live watch party, reacting to it, because I have no
Okay.
idea. I got HBO. I'm debating on it. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a poll and see, because it comes on at 10 o'clock at night, which by that time I don't care. I'll be working. It's not like it matters. But I'm debating on it, man. But do you got HBO? You gonna watch Hard Knocks, Rumble?
It's going to be a reason for me to get HBO, I guess, because I'm excited. I'm excited for these guys, and I think I'm happy they're finally getting that. They're finally on that stage, so to speak. I'm tired of them being, in the funny papers, so to speak. So I'm happy they're finally getting some kind of recognition.
I know. I love it, man. I like the Inside the Den. I love the episodes they do
Yes.
there. Whoever does the editing there deserves a raise. They do a
Incredible.
fantastic job. And now I'm ready to see, because HBO, it's unedited. Like, they're going to drop F-bombs, and you know it's coming. I mean, we got Dan Campbell doing that on his press conference. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see, the back end of it. And I know a lot of people's like, oh, it's a distraction. Jared Goff talked about it.
No.
He just talked about it, and he says it's
Right.
not that big of a deal. He was just talking about it. He's been through it 3 times. So
Yep.
I'm going to go with Jared Goff on
Distractions?
this one. He's got the
Yeah.
experience probably more than anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing some furniture moving too, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think-
Oh, hell yeah. And I'm glad, you know what, man? I wanted to see it with Matt Patricia just to see how awful he was as a coach. But just thinking about it now, like, it would have been so depressing to seeing this dude just
Yeah,
demoralize players.
Yeah, I think his energy was like a Ben Stein energy, like clear eyes. I just felt like he didn't have that energy. Like Dan Campbell has an energy, baby.
He
Kneecaps.
does.
You know,
And it's positive
Starbucks,
energy.
2 shots. Yes, absolutely.
Positive. Like, if he's coming at you and he's telling you to correct something, it's like, it's okay. It's not being an
Right.
a-hole. Like, Matt
Right,
Patricia's just
exactly.
an a-hole. Like,
Yeah.
you're just being a prick. Like, screw you, man. Like, take your
man.
stuff somewhere else. How many draft picks make the team for the Lions? Oof. I could say all of them potentially make the team. Houston's showing good. Malcolm Rodriguez is good. I think Jermar Jefferson, who last year's 7th-round pick, may have a hard time making the team. I think some of those, but I think they all make the team.
Yeah.
It'll be a question mark about, some of these guys, but ultimately, I think they do. What do you got?
Yeah, I think all of them make the team. Again, we're trying to get younger. We purged this roster with those hellacious contracts that they signed during the last regime. So I think the main goal was to balance the books and get this roster younger. So I agree.
Folks, we've been on for an hour, and we're about to go to hour 2, and it's Godosa Dion and myself's going to be on Lions Nation Unite. Jump on there. Lions Nation Unite, we're about to go live on there with him. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that took place, and he's on that Kool-Aid stuff. So it's going to automatically send you to LNU, as you've been on here before. The chat will. But I appreciate you, Rumble, getting on, man. What do you got to say to the folks out there?
First of all, I want to give you your roses, man. This has been incredible, man. One of the first guys I kind of was watching when this whole thing started. So got to give my roses to you, and thank you for inviting me to your platform. I hope we can do this again, man. So,
Absolutely.
And everybody in chat, man, thanks for rocking with us, man. This was fun, man. This was
Anytime,
absolutely
bro,
fun.
you want on, you get on, man. Anytime you want on.
Thank you so much, man.
All
Thank
right,
you
with
guys
that
so
said,
much.
folks, I'll see you in a couple minutes.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.